Do you see a time where government will not be a thing, at least in the way that we know government?
Yes, when some of the futuristic dreams I've had are that that system's going to go away, and that me personally, I don't think we're going to make it to the 2024 election. I believe we'll be getting full disclosure from all governments on all the things that we've been lied to about, because the amount is endless now. There's just too many awakened souls. So I see us, because they have to break these systems. Like, even the, we could go on and on about how broken that society is, but it's like we're going to create this new earth, right? This new system within our own ecosystem, and then everything's going to eventually go to that. But we're like the first model that's going to go without the system of like a government, and like, we're enlightened. I mean, I just seen it to where it can't be a free for all. You have to have some structure of a society, but it's just um a world where we're actually exchanging our trades or goods, like, like the barter system with our energy and these communities. And even the schooling system, right? School is programming. You start somebody off, and they're teaching you already how to be a slave in the matrix. They want you to take on $200,000 in student debt, and they're not even the food they're feeding kids. Like, everything's designed, which kids are the highest frequency on besides animals on the earth. Everything's designed to get them programmed in that system, and we got to break that system. It ain't for us, it's for them. you know so all that goes hand in hand. The government, schooling, that's going away 100%.
Oh wow! And you said you don't think we'll make it to 2024, huh?
Based on all these prophecies, and it's a combination of things, of between the Bible, and I talk a little bit about the Anunnaki return. Like, all these things, these prophetic times are happening right now, and it's why we just can't keep existing. The earth is a pressure cooker right now, and people are vibrating. We've collapsed all the timelines of nobody's scared of COVID anymore. Nobody's scared of monkeypox. Once they stop the fear programming, it's like what we perceive as dark or lower vibrational density beings are starting to die or starting to have health issues. Like, the pressure's too high for them,
You're
so
right.
it has to change. It's Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. And you, one thing about I could say about you, Jonah, you're gonna bring up some stuff that be like, yes, that's another thing. That would be monkeypox, right? I was saying this to somebody. I said it's funny how this whole monkeypox thing popped up. It did it last for a month? I mean, it's like they were talking about it and then it disappeared. And I think because people were like, fuck that. We have been on lockdown for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? With this nonsense, we're not accepting anything else. And it disappeared. It was like it never came. And I think they're trying to like do a little something with RSV, which we've had that before, right? But they're not pushing as hard. The stuff is coming out about the vaccines. Now, with the jab, what do you think? Okay, so like me personally, I didn't take the jab.
Right.
Consciousness just told me not to. I'm not saying anything about anybody who did take it because I feel like you're on your journey. So whatever you feel on the inside, you're doing right by you because you're following your path. I'm talking about for me. So this doesn't make me superior or make you inferior. I didn't take it. Do you think ultimately that because they're saying the jab has killed some people? Do you think the ones that it's killed is because they've already agreed to exit at that time? And the ones that have it, um, let me simplify my question because I'm making it complicated. So, what do you think is the difference between the people that took the jab that have died, the people that take the jab that just have side effects and are still living, and the people that take the jab that are keeping it moving as if they did?
Well, so this is something that I actually really don't talk about a lot, but I early on in my journey, I was having dreams that I was supposed to, not just me, a lot of us were supposed to use our hands to heal people around the world like Jesus used to, right? And so I knew I was going to be traveling. So that's really the only reason I got the shot. And one thing that I didn't tell people when I first started talking about on social media, because they were immediately, they tried to cancel me. Oh, you're not spiritual. You got the shot. You're programmed. And so I was like, I didn't tell them it was for a different purpose. But the other thing was the same. I went to get the shot with my ex-girlfriend, and that night I ended up having like damn near a seizure, and it was like my body was like rejected it. Like I literally thought I was gonna die, and it was just this really strong episode, and then it just went away, and I had like a bump on my arm for 3 months. But I believe a high vibrational being, nothing can harm us. Like you can alchemize anything, but I've heard people talk about the long-term effects on our DNA, just things like that. Like I feel like society has separated itself into groups, which I appreciate now. I didn't before, but when I see somebody who wears a mask, I see somebody who's afraid. It's like it's nothing against them, but that's a frequency that I don't resonate with. I don't. So it's like society has basically labeled themselves in a sense of like, kind of where someone stands. And knowing what I know now, it's a crazy thing to say that I made. I was making fun of anti-vaxxers and flat earthers in the beginning of the pandemic, and man, they're starting to look like geniuses, because vaccines, to me, like, your body is supposed to do everything it's supposed to do naturally. And knowing that if you go back in time, people were living to be 150 years old before we brought in these diseases. Like, so for me to sum it up, like, I don't really, when somebody, I know people that are anti-vax are very hard leaning towards that, but when they start talking about, oh, you got the vaccine, you have mental health issues now. Like, this is a topic that's come up lately, that they try to say we're mutated or something like that. And I'm just like, man, come on, man. Like stop, bro. I've died like 10 times here in the Matrix. Like, if I was meant to be taken out by a vaccine, that's the script. If somebody died from the vaccine, I hate to say it this way because it sounds insensitive, but we wrote the scripts to our lives. Like, I asked myself, but when we transition, like, you never want to die in vain. Like, you want to die for a purpose or for a cause, but some people chose to check out. There's a lot of people that just wrote the script to end early, that they didn't want to go through this transition period, because a lot of things are going to come to light, a lot of things that we've been lied to about. And some people don't want to own up to that period. A lot of the elderly, it could be hidden babies. There's a lot of things that people just wanted to check out and didn't want to potentially face the music of their past transgressions.
Okay. So, wow. This is so deep.
It's kind of next level thinking, but I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff that happened that, just saying.